Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. And today we're talking about Captain Sisay. And Captain Sisay is very cool. I love this character throughout the story of Magic the Gathering. Her progression as a card and as a character with all of her cool abilities. Very tutor heavy, and I love that a lot. So, Captain Sisay is a human soldier. She is a 2/2, costs 2 generic mana, 1 green and 1 white mana, and with 1 activated ability of tap, search your library for a legendary card. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Very simple. Because the search requires you to find a card with certain characteristics, in this case legendary, you don't have to find the card if you don't want to. And I think that's an important rule to remember for any tutoring mechanic or card. If it ever specifies that you have to look for something specific, like a basic land, a legendary card, an artifact card, any kind of specificity, you can always choose to fail to find. However, if it's something that says search for a card, and it doesn't give you any requirements of what the card has to be, then you do need to go find a card because you need to be able to meet that requirement. The nice thing about a card versus a characteristic of a card is you never have to reveal the picked card to someone, which is why Mono Black has the best tutors in the game. Most of them do not require you to search for a specific card, and for that reason you never have to show your opponent what you get. And that's really good advantage for you to have. Sting is a cool card that I picked for Captain Sisay because it lets you untap every combat step, or at the beginning of each combat trigger, I should say. So that means at least minimum, average game table, going to be 4 turns. That's going to be 4 tutors for legendary cards, which is crazy. That's drawing 4 of any legendary card in your deck for free, no matter where they are. Could be at the bottom of the deck, but you're going to draw them, and that's insane. And of course, speaking of legendary cards, the deck that I'm going to be putting Captain Sisay in is a Super Friends deck, a Planeswalker deck. All of the Planeswalkers are legendary, and there are plenty of enchantments, artifacts, and other things that are not only legendary, but they are Super Friend themed. And I can't wait to play a lot with this deck. I love Super Friends. Very fun strategy. Secondly is building just like legendary tribal, where everything cares about legends. And one of the great things that we just got out recently was Lord of the Rings. I say recently, it was a couple months ago. Lord of the Rings came out a while ago, and there was a lot of legendary specific spells and creatures in that set, which is very cool and adds a lot of support to this deck archetype. And then lastly, I thought it would be interesting to build a god tribal deck for this commander. I was looking around, I was like, what is a legendary archetype that doesn't see a lot of play or that I haven't really heard of? And gods is one of those popular ones, and you'll usually see god tribal in a 5-color deck, so you have access to every god in every universe possible. But if you had to break it down into groupings, white-green actually does have a lot of gods that you can play with. So I thought this would be a fun tribe to build around. Green gets you a lot of ways to cast all of your big godly spells, and white gets you advantage for doing crazy things with your gods. It's just a lot of fun, and I would love to hear if someone has built a deck around this with Captain Sisay, and just going crazy with all the gods out and about. And that is going to do it for Captain Sisay. Like I've said in the past couple videos, I'm changing a little bit of how I'm doing these slideshows in advance. And really the only thing I've done is I've now started adding the grade that I do for my set review videos. And I'm doing that because the set review is not supposed to be the informational videos. It is supposed to be the capstone of all the individual videos that I make, showcasing how everything matches up in every set as far as building decks goes. In this case, the power level of Captain Sisay is insane, and tons of people build decks around her, so therefore S tier is 9 or more decks. Lots of decks have been built around Captain Sisay. Does not need any support in what to build around with this commander. It's just a very good card. However, it will get lots of target and hate from the other players at the table because you have a tutor for your best legendary card in your command zone every game. So your opponents will come after you a lot. So be prepared for that. Maybe have some protections, of course. You're in white and green, so that should be very easy to do. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for your support and, of course, your patience as I'm slowly getting back into these videos. My voice is still a little hoarse. I'm trying to keep that in check as best I can, but I wanted to get back into the groove of things and get some videos out to you guys. So thank you so much. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!